Shalom Aleichem. Hopefully we'll be able to learn a little bit of the Lekutei Halachot today, a little more. Halacha Gimel, the third halacha, section 5. And therefore it's not allowed to eat before prayer. And in the Zohar and in the scripts, it's written in a very, very strict way that even if a person wakes up in the middle of the night, he should not eat and drink until after the prayer. And everyone who is eating and drinking, then it's considering like he is worshipping idols. It sounds like horrible, it sounds like very, very bad, but again, the real truth is that we understand that those are books of Chassidut, and the books of Chassidut are teaching us on how to perfect ourselves while trying to serve Hashem in the most perfect way. So you have the halacha, and you in some way have reality. It's not easy, but we need to put the effort to the right direction. If we're making it, so it's great. If not, we need to strengthen ourselves and to know what we desire to achieve more and more and more. So today, many people are drinking before prayer, and it is for them it's allowed. There is no reason not to drink, and they think to themselves that it's okay to drink before the prayer. And they also have evidence from few righteous people that were very, very sick, and they were used to drink before the prayer because they had to. And they imagine to themselves that they are like those righteous ones, and as if they are also allowed to follow their ways, and they are filling their bellies with drinking, coffee, and whatever before the prayer. And even worse than that, Rabbi Natan, the holy righteous pillar of light, the source of energy, is saying, you can also find people who are eating before prayer. Oi to them and oi to their spirits, because it's a great violation. It's very, very bad to drink and eat before prayer. And especially it's written in the Zohar Kadosh and in the Holy Scripts that we should not compare ourselves as if we are in the same level with great righteous people. The different spirit was reviving them. And especially when they were very, very sick, because most of the righteous people were never drinking and eating before prayer. And Rabbi Nachman of Breslev said that he told us that he never drank even water before the prayer. And even though that in the Shulchan Aruch it's written that you're allowed to drink water, even though he never drank even water before prayer. Back to our subject, that we learned a little bit, now we can understand a little bit about this prohibition of eating and drinking before the prayer. Because it's written in the Torah, in that Torah that we learned, that for the correction of faith is by uplifting the sparks of speech, that you achieve that by fasting, by not eating. Because by eating, when a person is eating from his lusts and desires and drinking, then the husks are overpowering him, that they're in the aspect of the ministers of Pharaoh, and they're pulling the power of speech into the narrow path of the throat, and the person cannot speak any speech in front of Hashem Yitbarach. He cannot pray. But the correction for that is to fast, not to eat. That by starving himself in that simple way, that of course we're talking about days of fasts that we are commanded to fast on those days. By that, you're pulling spiritual water of kindness to revive your throat, to water your throat, that you'll be able to keep the verse that is saying, Kira begaron ve'al tachsoch, don't spare your voice to call with your throat to Hashem. And by that, you're correcting your faith in completion, means by prayer. And therefore, we should not eat and drink before the prayer, because we must starve ourselves before prayer. That is the aspect of hours fasts. Means that you decide, okay, I'm not going to eat for an hour, I'm not going to eat for 2 hours. That every day you're starving yourself and forcing yourself not to eat before the prayer. And by that you're pulling a great illumination from the aspect of fast to attach the back end of holiness and purity, and to bring in the power of speech from the narrow throat, to decorate the holy faith that is renewing in every morning, to achieve the power of speech of prayer in completion. Because the prayer is the aspect of faith, and it's clear that the believer is praying to the one he believes in, because it's perfected by the power of the correction. It's perfected by the correction of the power of speech, because the main prayer is while speaking, and the perfection of speech is when the person is starving himself a little bit in hours fasting for a few hours before prayer of the morning, and breaking his desire for food. And for that, every person should force himself not to eat before the prayer, at least for a few hours. And this is why in English you say breakfast. That's how you, like, the morning meal is breaking the fast of the night. So then it's a great violation from the rules of Shulchan Aruch to eat and drink before the prayer, because the person before the prayer every day should starve himself for a couple of hours to pull the aspect of fast, for him to be able to correct the power of speech, for him to pray properly. And that is an aspect of correction and decorating of faith, like we learned. Also, the fast, that a person is not eating for a few hours every day, by that he's attaching the back end of holiness and purity, and he receives power of beginning, the new power of beginning, because his face are always going back to the beginning, to receive power from the beginning. That is the main thing. And now he's explaining, because all the beginnings are hard, and it's written over there in that Torah that we're learning, that the Torah that we're learning in Lekutei Halachot is based on Torah from Lekutei Moharan, and based on that Torah in Lekutei Moharan, I'm looking where is it, which number of Torah it is, but I cannot find it for now. So Torah Zayin, Siman Zayin and Tet, 7 and 9, but I'm not sure. Let me see. No, I still don't know. So I apologize, I don't remember the number of the Torah in Lekutei Moharan. So over there it's written that all the beginnings are hard, and it's written over there that for that a person must start over and over, again and again, and that the work, that the serving of Hashem will not be old for him. Oh no, I'm praying for years, yeah, I'm like every day. No, every day, again and again, trying and praying again and again, to start over. Because the main power to work is as the beginning, corresponding to how you started. And therefore a person must start over and over again and again, because maybe his beginning was not proper, not as it was supposed to be before, and therefore he needs to start all over again. And in each day and day, over and over again and again, he must start over again. And therefore every morning before the prayer, we must starve ourselves not to eat before the prayer, for us to be able to bring out the power of speech from the narrow throat, like we learned. And by that we're going back to the beginning. Going back to the beginning is that aspect of fasting, that you go back to, you're not praying based on the power of your eating, you are praying based on the power of the beginning. You are not feeding yourself to have power to pray. You pray based on power that was inside of you before. And by that you're attaching the back end of holiness, that you attach yourself again and again to the beginning. And this must be done in the morning, because every day and day in the morning we must start serving Hashem again in the aspect of the verse Chadashim livkarim rabba emunatecha. Early in the morning your faith is being renewed. Like he never started to serve Hashem at all, must start all over again. And like our holy sages said, Asher Anochi Metzavecha Hayom, I'm commanding you today, the verse is saying, each day and day you need to see the Torah as if you received it today from Sinai. And on that verse it said by the holy sages, Hasket u'shma Yisrael, hayom hazeh niyeta le'am. Today, the verse is saying, today you became a nation, that in each day it will be for you, it will seem to you like if today you came with him in covenant, in an agreement. So we see that by accepting on ourselves to come closer and closer to Hashem in each day, we are accepting on ourselves the yoke of heaven in the perfect way. So every day we need to start over again, and therefore it's not allowed to eat before prayer in the morning. That is in the aspect of fast, that by that we're pulling the light of the power of the beginning, and by that we are achieving that wonderful level of being able to start a new, fresh start every morning and to enjoy the illuminations of the new day. We've finished the third halacha in Hilchot HaBoker, the morning halachot, the holy book of Lekutei Halachot, written by Rabbi Natan. Thank you. My name is RDMC with the Emunah Project, all the nations with me. Close your eyes, just breathe, see the truth. Don't chase the fake world, don't buy the fake news. Be yourself, your own true self. Don't let no one take our natural wealth. See the good, no fear, no despair. Cherish who that you are and share. Source of power from an endless spring. Light of courage in yourself, they can kick you down to the ground. Hold yourself up till you are, put up your crown. King of the creator, holy soul inside. Focus on the spiritual.